Welcome to Neighborly Natalie. I'm your host, Natalie Parsons, hanging out in your town. And this week I am in Uptown, New Orleans, hanging out over by the Royal Cavalier Court, which is located at 1529 Henry Clay Avenue in New Orleans. This home is just so decorated for the Carnival Mardi Gras season. Part of the crew of Houseflow, so you can see it right behind me. It is so perfectly themed. Yes, those are Cavalier dogs that are decorative on the porch with a crown and a tiara, marking that they own the joint, especially this block, with some purple flowers. Absolutely beautiful. And what's really cool about this entire house and the theme is that you can go donating to the Louisiana SPCA. If you look on the gate, there's a QR code, making it quick and easy and convenient to go helping out a special cause. And then speaking of the Louisiana SPCA, we're gonna go make some furry friends, so make sure you stay with us after the break. Welcome back to Neighborly Natalie. We are making furry friends with the Louisiana SPCA. I'm so excited I can finally shout it from the rooftops. We are teaming up for adoptions. We have Christian Moon here. Tell us about Louisiana SPCA.
Okay, so the Louisiana SPCA is a 501c3 nonprofit, and we've been around for more than 130 years. So that makes us the oldest and most comprehensive animal welfare organization within the state of Louisiana.
That's a long time.
Yeah, I know. We've been around probably longer than some people's grandparents, great-grandparents. And we started as protecting Mardi Gras horses, and we've come all the way this far, making sure we're protecting all Louisiana companion animals, specifically dogs and cats.
Oh my gosh, starting with horses? Wow.
Yeah, protecting those Mardi Gras horses.
Yeah, that's insane. And then, so it's interesting because you gave me a tour of the facility, and it's not just adoptions. You want to kind of take our viewers through some of the things that you guys also do?
Yeah, so just like every animal has a story and every path that we follow in life, Louisiana SPCA is just like that. So we have different pathways or different programs that provide that life-saving care to the animals that come into our shelter every day. So you have adoptions, but we also have our foster team. Our foster team is getting those animals out the shelter, helping them heal, grow, socializing them. We also have our intake building, our humane lawn rescue building that is taking in those strays or lost and found animals, reuniting them with their owners, or just saving them in general. And then we also have our community clinic, who's been around for more than 100 years as well.
Oh, wow.
Started in 1924, and they provide care to the wonderful animals in Orleans Parish and surrounding areas, because we don't close our doors to anyone as an open admission shelter.
You also have two facilities, so that really makes the emphasis on helping the animal community that much bigger. You want to talk about that?
Yeah, so right now we're at our Orleans campus, which is at 1700 Mardi Gras Boulevard. And then we have another campus all the way in Plaquemines Parish in Belle Chase. And we call that, of course, our Plaquemines campus. And they're amazing out there. They're a little smaller than us because we're a really big campus, but they provide the same love, care, and humane treatment to all the animals that come through their doors as well.
We're definitely going to have to check out that facility one of these days.
A lot of exciting pups there and kittens.
It's just crazy. So when we were walking through the facility, I saw a sign that says that you guys maybe a little give or take at this point, not sure when exactly it was updated, but 127 dogs, and I think it was like 30-something cats, and then I think I saw bunnies on there or something. So,
yes.
I mean, 127 dogs is a lot.
Yes.
I mean, on average, when it comes to adopting, how long do pets usually stay with you for?
So it depends on the animal. So when we look at our smaller animals, so cats, kittens, puppies, or just smaller breed dogs, they always go a little faster because they're able to go into certain living spaces. So we're talking about they're easier in apartments. Yeah. So landlords are like, we have a size requirement. And a lot of those smaller animals fit those size requirements, and they just are easier to feed. We run into long stay animals when we get to our larger dogs. And so that's a lot of the pit bulls who face their own type of discrimination for their
Oh,
breed.
of course,
And then also just a
yeah.
lot of bigger breeds. We have the German Shepherds, and we just had a Great Dane. Her name was Clarabelle. She is at our Plaquemines campus. I'm not sure if she's still with us, but
Yeah.
we do take in all size animals. We
Of
don't close our
course.
doors, but
Yeah.
we see longer stays with some of those larger animals who you really need the space, time, and commitment to have.
Yeah. What are the adoption trends right now? Are they up? Are they down? Are they just kind of stagnant? What
So
are you
I would
seeing?
say the adoption trends right now, they were pretty high because back in
holidays?
December, of course,
Okay.
a lot of people want to welcome a new furry friend into their life. And also back in December 2025, we were having free adoptions. So there were no adoption rates. So that was a really good promotion for us, thanks to PetSmart Charities. And also it was extended by a donor who
Wow.
saw the great work that PetSmart Charities were doing and said, I want to keep this going for the rest of December.
Yeah.
So all of December, we have free adoptions. So that helped us move a lot of animals into loving homes. And then we see ups and downs throughout the year.
Yeah.
So a lot of the big ones for us are our PetSmart Adoption Weeks. They're really focused in, and we work with media like you all to let people know that, hey, we want to clear our shelters. We have all these wonderful animals like Senora looking for wonderful homes.
Yes, and of course, when you have those adoption events, you
Mhm.
have to let us know so that we can help get you folks out there and check out all the pets that the Louisiana SPCA have, because it's so important to adopt. Don't shop. We want to kind of talk about the comparison. I mean, you know, I feel like people will go to a breeder. You'll spend thousands of dollars, and people will be like, "Oh, I want a purebred." You have a lot of mixes here, but you also have probable purebreds too. And the amount that you're paying for the pet is significantly cheaper. I think that's a terrible word. Lesser expensive, I guess we'll go with. But you're getting so many things for the amount that you're paying. You want to talk about the different fees and what they include?
Yeah, so our adoption rates range. Nothing goes any higher than about 200. And 200 are mostly for those animals who are popular. So those smaller puppies, people who come in for puppies or small kittens, they're going to be around that price. But what I would say for our adoption, when we're talking about adopt, don't shop, we say this in the SPCA, and I've kind of mentioned it, every animal has a story. So you can start from the beginning of the story, or you can add a chapter to their book. And so you can find the right animal for you at an animal shelter. There's always somebody who will fit perfectly into your life. So Senora right here, she's very calm. She's easily trainable. For someone who's looking for an animal that is already kind of calm, they're maybe a slower moving person, they just want somebody to really cuddle with, take outside once in a while, but doesn't, not too jumpy, not too active. Sonora is a perfect fit. So we have for every age group, for every personality, there's always a pup or a kitten, because all animals have their own personalities. And so you can find the perfect match for you. And our adoption team helps with that. We often have prices from free dogs to free animals. And sometimes we have those set prices, but it all ranges. And we just ask that you're always looking at our website, always keeping update with us on social media, so you can see if we have any special promotions to help you find your friend.
So getting right into things, okay? Let's talk about this beautiful girl. Take it away.
So this is Senora. She is exactly 2 years old. Doesn't look like it. She just has the cutest little puppy face. But she is 2 years old. We actually found her thanks to some great Samaritans. She was a stray pickup. So our humane lawn officers came out and they said, hey, we found this really friendly dog who's roaming our neighborhood. When we found her in the neighborhood, she already had this missing paw. So it wasn't like an open wound or anything. So we found her with the missing paw, but she's always been friendly, very affectionate, and she's slightly active, not as active, but she just likes to be around people and give kisses. And she's a really sweet pup. She's mixed breed, so she could be mixed with anything in the world. But we really want her to be mixed with your love. So come and adopt her. But she's a really amazing pup.
She is, okay, look at my pants right now,
Very
okay?
treat motivated,
Look at my pants right now. This is an indication of how much loving this girl has given me since I got here. She was lounging on me, snuggling, giving me some kisses. I mean, she's so excited to meet everybody who comes through. I mean, she just went by the door because somebody peeked through the window saying hi. And so she's just a little social butterfly, which kind of isn't the normal for adoptions. Usually from what I found, they kind of tend to be a little bit more
Reserved.
timid because she's totally going through the box of goodies. She's a little invasive. She's a sneaky one. She's highly intelligent too. But yeah, I mean, she's just a gem. She's ready to thrive in a forever home and, you know, just take life on with so much enthusiasm. See, I mean, she's a lover.
Yeah.
Can't get any better than this. She loves the Snuggies. So, from the how long have you had her for at this point?
So we haven't had her for that long. I would say only a few weeks.
Okay.
So she's a little newer.
That's still a little long for a gem like this.
We hold every animal that comes into our care for about 3 days, just in case they do have an owner. And if she does not have anybody to come and reclaim her, then she is ready for adoption with us.
Wow. So, from the time that you all have had her, come back on camera. We want to see your pretty face. Here. Oh. Can you come here? Come here. Come here. So, from the amount of time that you have had her, where do you think she would thrive?
I think she would thrive in a home that's one floor.
Yes, I can see that.
But I think she can handle stairs. She's pretty active. I would say she would do really well with a full family. Someone who understands she does have a missing paw, but that does not stop her. That is not a hindrance for her. And that will kind of keep her active and keep her engaged. A lot of enrichment. She's a smart dog, so take her out to the park. Let her meet other dogs. Set up like little games for her. Throw a frisbee. That paw is not holding her back from loving or doing anything. So I think she's the perfect dog for any family. And she's really calm, so she can be really good for an older couple as well.
That is true. And you said, how old is she again?
She's 2 years old.
What is the guess on her breed?
So we don't know the breed.
She's a stumper.
She does have a longer body. So I'm going to say maybe somewhere in the terrier space. She's very smart. She figures out like different types of puzzles. So I would say maybe like she has a herding type dog in her. She has that face. Kind of like an Australian Shepherd, maybe. And even with I could be wrong with the breeds, but...
And even with the like missing paw, it doesn't really stop her in any capacity. She still gets around.
Yeah.
Doesn't let me look at her. She's like rocking and rolling, like, hey, I'm getting around. She's amazing. You're the best, girl. Oh, somebody come and take her. Well, not take her, adopt her, give her a forever home because she's so deserving of it. And almost 3 weeks is too long. She shouldn't be here anymore. So yes, say her name again.
Her name is Senora.
Okay.
And she is looking for her senor. Or senorita, whichever one.
Aw. Well, also for our feline fanatics, who do we have?
Okay, so we have we have quite a bunch of cats, but my favorite cat right now is going to be Jane-Austen. She is a tabby, so a domestic short hair. I believe she's about 5 years old. But she's really sweet. As soon as you walk into the kennel, her condo, she immediately greets you and is meowing the whole time. And she has the prettiest eyes. They're like a sun's, like a ray of sun, like they're yellowish, and so they're so beautiful. But even though she's older, she's very affectionate. She's very sweet, and I would say she would work well for most families as well.
How old?
She's 5 years old.
Oh, that's nothing. Cats live until they're like what, 20?
Oh yes. We had a community cat, and I think on her profile, her name was Chicory. She has just passed. I think it was almost like 15 years she's been here.
That is long. Yeah. That is long. That, I mean, like they say, they have 9 lives. They live like forever, and half the time they're so fearless. They'll do crazy stuff, and they'll be fine. Like, you know.
So I got another life to go.
They're just bouncing it off like it's absolutely nothing. Oh, okay. So say that name again.
Her name is Jane-Austen.
Is that a name you guys came up with?
Yeah, our animal care, they just choose the names. I don't really know. Usually they do them in like a category or a topic. So they'll pick like, oh, I like this movie. Let's just do a whole bunch of characters. Yeah. Or I think they've named some puppies after Pokemon characters. So they're just always choosing different names. They go through like crayon colors. They go through different plants and trees. Just keeping it fresh and mixing it up. And some people keep the names, but you're not required to keep the name.
But they're fun though.
They are fun.
They're fun though. The adoption team always gets very, very creative. So we've spent a lot of fun time here, and I could totally stay here all day long Is there anything else that you want to go letting our viewers know about?
I would say if you can adopt, just come out and be a part of the Louisiana SPCA. We are in the community as animal advocates and also public safety leaders. And so we're always looking for people to be a part of that mission with us to protect, promote, and advance all of Louisiana's companion animals. So if you want to volunteer, if you want to be a part of our foster program, if you want to come out, when you volunteer, you can work at adoptions, you can work at events, you can take pictures of our pups, you can write bios for them, for their adoption profiles. Or if that is not something for you, but you still want to support us, you can donate to us.
Yes.
So just go to our website, donate. That helps out life-saving programs. That way we can go out to the community and help animals, because we also have community initiatives that go out and give out free pet food and free services for people who don't have as much money to fully provide for their pets, but they still want them and they still want to love them and provide that loving home. And we want to keep them with the people that they love.
Oh, well, of course, definitely. And also, if you want to go donating, check out that house in Uptown that I visited a little earlier. They have the QR code and stuff, because that's going directly here. It's another way to go.
Royal Cavalier Court.
Yes, it is the cutest thing ever. Well, this was awesome. Can't wait to come back next week. But please, if you are thinking about extending your family with a furry baby, please consider the Louisiana SPCA. We're going to be hanging out with them every single week. And don't go anywhere, because we're going to take a quick break, and then it's What Up, NOLA is next.
Yes, thank you.
Welcome back to Neighborly Natalie. This is What Up, NOLA. This is a really fun segment where you, the viewer, get to control the direction of conversation. If you would like to go getting involved with this segment, keep an eye out on Fridays on all my social media pages. We're talking Facebook, X, Twitter, Threads, Instagram. You're gonna go seeing a posting of this nature that usually says any questions. And basically you ask a question, you could sound off on a topic, just get involved in the conversation. And I go through them on Sunday. The cutoff is usually Sunday at 6 p.m. I go through them, pick out which ones are the most fun, and then those are the ones that are featured. But of course, just always get involved, because this segment is all about you. Getting things started, our first person is Sam O'Leary. He is from my old stomping grounds in eastern North Carolina. He likes to go commenting on my Facebook page in particular, saying something and then usually sharing a picture of the various weather conditions in his neck of the woods. He's saying, "Miss ya," and he's sharing a picture of what things are looking like out in Jacksonville, North Carolina. Jacksonville is also where Camp Lejeune is located, so lots of Marines out in these parts, and they have so much snow. They've seen a very abnormal amount of snow for this particular winter. Usually they do get snow in some capacity, but they've just gotten various decent amount, as you can see. In the summertime, right here in this the square portion of the town, they usually have flags up, and it's a very, very pretty sight in the summer with the sun shining, of course. So thanks so much, Sam, for sending us that picture. Next up, we have Jay Weiss. He is from our neck of the woods, and this question, I think he's kind of throwing a little bit of a curveball at me, but we're gonna go for it anyway. So he's asking, if I were driving in my car at the speed of light and then turned on my headlights, would they work? Okay, so I did a little research before I, go answering this question, and I'm gonna go sharing some of that research with you. First of all, it is physically impossible to go traveling at the speed of light. To give you an idea as to exactly how fast that is, okay, according to NASA, the speed of light is gonna be 186,000 miles per second. So that is pretty quickly, okay? So first of all, you can't go traveling that fast. But if we want to think about the speed of light, we're going to get a little nerdy now. So to all my Trekkies, this one is for you. Think back specifically to Star Trek Enterprise. We're talking Captain Picard. Back in the late 80s, early 90s, okay, and they have that big spaceship. And basically any other spaceships that you see going up into outer space, they all have headlights. Okay, and so they go traveling. According to Star Trek Enterprise, that ship travels at 390 times the speed of light. They have headlights, and every time you look at the videos, it looks like the headlights are helping. But once again, that is fictional material. But I will say that, you know what? If we use headlights when we drive and we see an impact, and NASA has lights on all their spaceships and whatnot, I would say probably will help and probably a safety feature that they should have. Thank you, Jay. That was a fun one. So turning now to our next question. This one is a repeater. Devin definitely likes to participate. He is asking, what do you think has the biggest influence on the weather lately? So we're going to kind of backtrack because at the end of last year, before winter officially kicked off, the National Weather Service gave us an outlook for the upcoming winter and specifically said that this season was going to be very much based upon El Nino and La Nina. So I'm going to go teaching you about the two to give you a little bit of an understanding as to what exactly both of those are and the role that they play in the winter season. So specifically talking about La Nina, here we go. So first we have to talk about trade winds, which blow from east to west, bringing warm surface waters towards Asia. Okay, with La Nina though, however, in certain years, trade winds are stronger than usual, causing cooler water to surface in the eastern Pacific. So this was, the orange color was the warmer, the blue is going to be the cooler. The typical wintertime with a La Nina pattern is going to be what you're seeing right here. You have the blue, which is cool air. That's going to be across the Midwest, pretty close to the northwestern portion of the area, the country, with the wet conditions along the western coast. And then the southern portion of the country is going to be dry and warm. But look at this. Over by the Appalachian Mountains, that's going to be pretty wet, and then that's going to be also covering the northeastern portion of the country. So the south is going to be dry and warm, the central portion of the country is going to be wet, and the northeast is going to be wet as well. Okay, so taking a look at El Nino, it's going to be the same type of deal with the trade winds blowing from east to west towards Asia, but with this particular model, you're going to see that in certain years, the warmer water is going to be pushed to off the coast of South America instead of going towards Asia. And so what you're going to see in the wintertime, this pattern is going to have warmer temperatures across the Midwest all the way to the northwestern portion of the country, and then wet conditions all across the southeast and also the southern portion of the country. And then in the central portion of the country, we're going to be rather dry. Still going to have the jet stream going towards the northeast. So if you were to think about which pattern are we seeing impact us at this time? Are we wet down here? Not particularly, because actually parts of southeast Louisiana and southern Mississippi are in drought conditions. We're almost 3 inches under what we should have for this time of year, giving some spots that moderately dry condition category. So I think let's backtrack and go back to La Nina. I'm going to show you that again because this is very much what we are experiencing right now. So we have those trade winds blowing towards Asia, but this particular year we are seeing that the cooler water is coming to the surface and getting closer to the eastern Pacific, giving us this type of winter pattern. It's going to be cooler in the Midwest, wet along the western coast, and we are pretty dry, and right now we're very much above average for what we should go seeing for this time of year. I don't think anybody's complaining about temperatures in the 70s, so really, really nice, but our friends in the northeast and along the east coast and also in like Tennessee and Kentucky, they're probably over all the snow that they are dealing with. So overall, La Nina very much impacting our current weather situation. So thank you so much, Devin, for this question. We definitely got super geeky between Star Trek and then also talking about weather models and patterns and whatnot. So I love how every single week is not going to be a repeat in terms of what we're going to go talking about. And you have the opportunity to have your voice be heard and go getting involved. Keep an eye out on my social media on Friday so that you can go submitting questions and getting involved in next week's Whattttt NOLA episode. And once again, this is Neighborly Natalie. I had an awesome time with you. I'll see you next week.